This video is for a general audience. It can be enjoyed by both adults and children. The seventh book of the Railway series, Toby the Tram Engine. As it is the 75th anniversary of the Railway series, I'll be reviewing all the Railway series books. And this time I'll be doing this book in this video. So I think without any further delay, we should get started with the review. First story up.
Toby and the Stout Gentleman.
I think out of all the stories in the book, I think this was the most tragic one. We see how Toby used to be a kind tram engine who was serving in a rural area. But new tech was coming and people were beginning to drive cars, deliver goods by lorries, and passengers started going by buses, and Toby was, well, just depressed. Which makes it more sad if you understand the context behind the story. At the time in the 1950s, motor transport was becoming cheaper and quicker, and was more stylish and modern compared to steam engines. You can't help but feel sorry for the poor engine. I also like how they kept the fact hidden that the stout gentleman here was the Fat Controller. And I like how Toby gets a farewell here. I would happily give this story a 8.5 out of 10.
Thomas in Trouble.
Now, another story that I quite like, and I think it was very nicely written. And the new constable at the Farquhar branch seems like a reasonable antagonist of the story. And this is the story where we see how Toby becomes a part of the Toppermast Railway. And the butler part was quite funny and a little memorable. Just don't ask why. I also like the part of how Toby, gave a scare to the policeman. I think it's a solid 8 out of 10 for me. Next story up.
Dirty Objects.
Here's another good story that I quite like. Toby and James are in character and they begin some kind of rivalry from here onwards. And yeah, James gets his comeuppance, and I like how James teases Toby and Toby's comeback on James about referring to bootlaces. And James getting run away with the trucks can be previously seen in Thomas the Tank Engine, or have Thomas run away. I like James' comeuppance and him crashing into tar wagons, and it also shows how not every engine gets along, just like in real life. And I like the rivalry between James and Toby here. I think I would give this one a 8.5 out of 10. So yeah, next story up.
Mrs. Kindly's Christmas.
Now, another story that is not that complicated or not that interesting, but it's quite sweet and nice. And I like how we get an introduction to Mrs. Kindly, who lives near Thomas's branch. And yeah, I like how even though she's sick, she still wanted to help Toby and Thomas. I like how she waved the red flag and then stopped Thomas. And also how the Toppermast and the others came to give Mrs. Kindly a Christmas. I would happily give this a 8.5 out of 10. So that was my review for the book Toby the Tram Engine. And yeah, I quite like this book actually. So I think that's it for today. I'll be seeing you in the next review of the next Railway series book. Until then, Thomas Pandit Fan signing off, and thank you for watching.